The FA Cup fifth round draw threw up some tasty ties, including a daunting trip to Manchester City for Plymouth after their shock victory over Liverpool on Sunday. The Championship's bottom club pulled off one of the Great Cup upsets as Ryan Hardy's second-half penalty secured a famous 1-0 win over the Premier League leaders, and they will now head to the Etihad Stadium for a last 16 tie against the seven-time Cup winners, who had to come from behind to beat Leyton Orient 2-1 on Saturday. A number of all Premier League ties will also take place, with Man United hosting Fulham and Brighton visiting Newcastle. Elsewhere, Wolves will travel to Bournemouth while Aston Villa welcome Cardiff City. The winner of Doncaster vs Crystal Palace will meet Millwall, while Ipswich will host whoever comes out on top in the game between Exeter and Nottingham Forest. The draw took place on BBC's The One Show on Monday evening, with former Arsenal and England stars Theo Walcott and Alex Scott picking out the balls. A number of big clubs have already exited the competition, with Chelsea, Liverpool and Tottenham all eliminated over the weekend. Brighton came from behind to knock out the Blues at the Amex, while Spurs were deservedly beaten by Aston Villa at Villa Park. Arsenal were dispatched in the third round by United, who secured their place in the last 16, with a last-gasp win over Leicester on Friday night. A 93rd-minute header from Harry Maguire completed a 2-1 comeback at Old Trafford for the holders, who haven't had much to celebrate at Old Trafford this season. United beat City 2-1 in last year's final, and the two could be headed on a path for a rematch at Wembley. There was no VAR in operation during the fourth-round ties over the weekend, but the technology will come into play from the next round onwards. There will also be an All-Championship tie in the Northwest, with Preston due to host Burnley. All of the matches will be played over the first weekend in March. FA Cup fifth round draw: Preston vs Burnley, Doncaster
Aston
or Crystal
Villa
Palace
versus
vs Millwall, Manchester United vs Fulham, Newcastle vs Brighton, Bournemouth vs Wolves, Man City vs Plymouth, Exeter or Nottingham Forest vs Ipswich. Ties to be played February 28 to March 3.